Hey there, welcome back to the podcast. This is Samulai, and today we're talking about something which has been requested of me quite a few times and close to my thoughts throughout the working day. It's the idea of living as a self-employed digital nomad and what this means and what the advantages, disadvantages are. And it does sound amazing, but if I have to tell you, it's not all beaches and it's not all laptops. And there are some things that nobody will tell you. And today I'm just going to give you 17 trappings or nuggets of wisdoms that I'm going to share with you. So this will take about 15, 20 minutes. Grab a coffee, or if you're driving, just settle down and listen. And you'll be able to pick up some ideas if this is a journey for you, or if you're already on the journey, how this could affect you, or how this could be, a play for you in your life going forward. So number one is you're not employed. That's the first thing. You're not employed. You need to understand that you're not self-employed and you're not employed. Okay, you are running your own business or work life. Um, and if you're thinking like an employee, waiting for tasks and looking for your boss, this is the wrong mindset. And also, if in the self-employed way you're looking to get things done in a structure, it's not right. So when you're a digital nomad, you might be working on different time clocks. You might be working on different timelines if your clients or your workplace is working on a different timeline to you. So you do need to sync all of that in place. You are kind of like the entire operation of your business, accountant, CEO, marketeer, it's all on you. That's how you have to view it. When things go wrong, the initial call, your first line service desk is yourself, nobody else. You're not also, number two is you have to be your own motivation or your own discipline. Many times I see people trying to do this journey and we all have our moments, but if you regularly need motivation to get going, you can't start things yourself and you can't finish things yourself, this might not be the cup of tea that you need. That's the hard truth. Your friends and family might think you've lost your mind, or they'll be quietly worried about you if you fail. And that's okay. You have to be your own biggest cheerleader. You have to be your own biggest organizer. And when I started out coming off the NHS diploma, I had some experience of this, so I hybrided myself a little bit before leaving properly. But you couldn't really go to anyone else and say, help me out with this. You've got to have the disciplines. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to learn this on my own. The internet is so full of information, so full of learning. You can ask people on social, like LinkedIn's are really helpful. Where do I find this or what do I do with this? People will help you. Um, but you need to motivate yourself and you need to discipline yourself. The other side of it is after motivation and discipline. Number three is you have to form your own governance. You have to find your own ways to check. If you've got no boss, you've got no rules, you've got no times in, you've got no times out, you've got no deadlines. If you want this to work, you have to make it work. You have to set your governance up. You have to say when you want things to be done and when you want things to be finished. And there are some days when you're going to think, maybe I'll just take it easy today, I'll slow down. But I quickly learned that self-discipline is the secret sauce for success. Now, having said that, in your own governance, it is about eat the frog first, eat your frog first, as they say. First thing, set the hardest task, get the hardest task out of the way as early as possible in your day. This is the most important thing you're going to learn, because if you leave those tasks, they drag on, and then after a few days or a week or two, you've got 4 or 5 huge frogs to deal with, and no motivation, and no discipline, and no organization to do them. So that leads nicely into number four, which is about structure. So you have to build your own structure in your own systems, reminders, deadlines, uh, where things are going to happen. You plan other people's business cycles so you hit those cycles within your work frame. This is the independence of a digital nomad. Is you might be 3 or 4 hours ahead or 3 or 4 hours behind the timeline you're working to. You might be on the same timeline, but if you don't have a structure, everything can just, the wheels can come off very, very quickly. So when you're in this position, there is no set schedule. Nobody's going to tell you what to do or when to do it. But my advice is build your own systems, have a job plan, a work plan, and focus on what brings in your breadcrumbs followed by your bread. It's bread before jam syndrome. So do the things that are going to bring your bread in before you think about the jam. Because at the end of the day, that's what keeps you afloat. So make sure that you're chasing up your invoices if you have to. You're chasing up salaries. You're chasing clients. You're finishing their work on time, and making sure that all flows nicely. The fifth thing I'd like to sort of like talk to you about is about your priorities. So again, this is like the goals, but more in a strategic methodology. So you're not looking at goals that you have to complete in a week or in a month, but this is more strategic. Okay, where do I see myself in 12 months' time? Where do I see my businesses in 12 months' time? Where do I see my um, goals, my long-term goals, 12 months' time, 24 months' time, and 60 months or 5 years? And then you start to work towards that. If you don't have that, then you might lose your motivation. Not everything deserves your time. See, not everything deserves your time. Some things that you'll need to do today, but you might want to do something else. But when you do the things you need to do first. And I used to think I could, I had to do it all until I learned that I do what truly matters. The other side about it is there are some very good tools that something might not be your priority, but you could delegate it out to services on Fiverr, to family, to local people in where you're nomading from that might want to help, and you can offer them a salary or something like that for just bespoke pieces of work, just like we use the gig economy in Fiverr or Upwork. So that's important, and other people can help you. Number six is analysis paralysis. You don't need a fancy logo to start. You don't need fancy perfect website to get started. Perfection is your enemy. If you're going to do a digital nomad, if you're going to be self-employed, start a new business, whatever it is, this analysis paralysis is going to stunt your progress. Just start, and I've just seen too many people start to figure it out until they're chasing and chasing this perfect launch instead of getting things done. That was a good example of someone I used to mentor, wanted to start a business in healthcare, offering services to clients. Wanted to get their website perfect. They wanted to get their logo perfect. And all they had to do really, they were avoiding the main thing, which is go and get your indemnity. And that was the thing that they weren't doing. And that was my advice to them: go and get your indemnity and get going. And then word of mouth, clients started coming through. And then that person ended up with enough money to outsource the development of their website and their logo to a third party, to an Upworker. Really, really important. Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Number seven, so you will learn to do everything. So when I said you can outsource some things out, it's important that you understand that before you outsource, you need to understand how things work. Everything in your business, you need to know how every cog and every wheel turns in your business before you um, outsource it. So taxes, that's you. Tech issues, that's you. Marketing, that's you. Client call, that's you. Invoicing, that's you. Chasing invoices, that's you. And all of it, accountancy, everything is you at the beginning. And once you understand that and you've learned all that, you can become a very good jack of all trades. And then you know what things that you're not very good at, and you can outsource those things very simply to someone who can charge much less for the time you would spend in it. And that will make sure that when they do it, they're doing it to your standard because you know the standard that you want it done. Number eight is have some contracts, have some kind of like service level agreements with your clients. What's your expectation? So I run a business, and one of the service level agreements I have with the clients and with the organization I feed information to is I work from time A to time B, and I will send my work to you by this time and this date. And that sets the boundaries. No one calls. No, it cuts out thousands of emails. It cuts out thousands of phone calls. So I'm really exaggerating at a large scale. But even when you're starting, it'll cut out 2 or 3 unnecessary phone calls a day if they know your expectations. So if you say you don't do Saturdays and Sundays, but you may work Saturdays and Sundays, that's okay. But at least they know you're outbound facing for your business is only Monday to Friday. Then that will be very, very helpful. Really, really helpful. So the ninth idea that I want you to think about is your holidays. So you're going to need breaks. People who don't take breaks burn out faster than people who do take breaks. So that could be breaks during the day and breaks in work weeks and work months, you do need breaks. It's very important, but you need to plan them. Okay, taking a break, it's not automatic anymore. Okay, you can't just drop everything and go, because you have to make sure your business keeps going and your systems keep going. So you have to plan for it. So when you've systemized your work, which we've talked about previously, you can step away without everything ever falling apart. Don't forget to price yourself so you can afford time off. So if you do need to get someone to step in for you, that cost is factored in. So if you're stepping away, someone else can do your work for you while you're going, or just the admin side of it. If it's a special healthcare skill or a certain skill in the market, all of the admin stuff can still keep going. Number 10 is marketing, and you need to do this daily. If you're not in marketing, you're not going to grow. You need to be on your social media, be in your emails, be on your phone, and it's a constant hustle. When you're not doing something and you are at work, keep hustling, keep connecting with people, keep relating to content that you see, and keep promoting content that you're producing, and it will pay off. Number 11 is about budgeting. So if you don't understand money in, money out, and that money in should always be more than money out, you will fall for the trappings of lifestyle inflation. And once you fall for the trappings of lifestyle inflation, you are not going to be able to pay your taxes on time, and you're not going to be able to deal with lean months. So if your business is a seasonal business, perhaps something that peaks in Christmas, or in holidays, or something or around summer holidays, then you need to make sure that that harvest stretches out for a good few months after, right? And not to spend it, because that's a projected income for the months that are going to be lean. Okay, and you have to stick to those budgets. Don't overdo it. And if your numbers aren't your thing, then you need someone to come and appraise you, a good accountant, an economist, to help you look through that. Okay, as you get tired of this kind of lifestyle, you're going to get intrusive thoughts. And number 12 is like, do I want a 9 to 5 again? There will be days when you miss clocking in at 9 and clocking out at 5. But if you ever go back to a regular job, you might feel like a caged animal. First time I did this, I did feel a little bit claustrophobic, once you have these kind of limits of coming at this time and go home at that time. And it became difficult to kind of adapt, but it does come, but it takes a long time. And once you've made the digital nomad lifestyle work for you, the freedom of being your own boss is very hard to give up once you've tasted it. 13 is stay in your lane. Comparison is the thief of all the joy that you have. Your journey is unique to you. Don't compare it to my journey. Don't compare it to others. You can set milestones and say, by these milestones, I want to be certain places, and then you have to work for it. But if you say, oh, this person has got more clients, more money, more success, whatever it is, you are going to destroy your own happiness. Don't worry what other people are doing. Don't worry what other people are saying. Focus on your journey. And you really have to get really, really good at what you do. That's how you win. Stay in your lane, focus on you, improve yourself, even if it's 1% every day. That's what you need to do. Now, one of the ways of improvement, and number 14 is about failure. And failure is inevitable. You will fail, but failure is the way that you learn. So when something doesn't work, it's the best way that you're going to learn what does work. Not everything you try is going to work, and that's okay. My first business ideas didn't take off, but that's what I learned from it and moved on. Failure isn't the end, it's a stepping stone. This is not football where you need to score 20 goals in a season to be considered successful. In business, you need to be successful once, and that's all. And once you're successful once, you're considered a successful business person. So that's all it is. So the failures will help you learn and help you grow. 16, success takes time, and this again go back to this previous point. So the failures that you learn will just delay your success. And delayed gratification, if you could learn about delayed gratification, so if, in your health side, if you do fasting or if you do exercise, the delayed gratification of the results are going to help you. Success will take time. There's no such thing as overnight success. If it came overnight, it will leave you overnight. So those late nights, those early mornings, stepping out of your comfort zone. If you put in the shift, you put in the work, the rewards will come. And when they come long term. They don't come short term, and they stay long term. You might need in your own area to find a support network, find a mentor or coach. Something I do with other people that work in this area. I do the coaching and help them. It's important you do that because once you do that, um, you feel that if you have a question, you have a certain space that you can go get it. It's like supervision. Um, you can call it that if you want, but it's really more about coaching and under coach unlocking your own potential, because there's a reason that you've got into that or wanted to go into this, and those reasons are somewhere inside your subconscious, and we just need to get them out. Your coach and your mentor will keep you grounded and be able to play devil's advocate for you, and these things are going to help you grow. And my last point is you must build multiple streams of income. So if you've decided to be a digital nomad and you have one good stream of income, that's fine. But in the early days, try to do 2 or 3 other side hustles and bring 2 or 3 other income streams up in. And then you have to choose whether you want to build income for generational wealth, or do you want to build income to live just comfortably, and that's enough. For example, do you want to become a US dollar millionaire? Is that what you want to do? Is that your goal? Or do you want to learn, do you want to go and live somewhere where the cost of living is cheap, and then you can earn, say, $1,500 a month, and that's enough to pay for all of your bills in a less expensive country to live in? If that's what you want to do, you've just got to decide. But if you do that off one stream of income, if that one stream of income goes, the wheels come off your plans totally. And this is about diversifying your business portfolio or your income portfolio. If you rely on one source of income, that is risky, is what I'm talking about here. Even some small streams of income will add up over time, and they will give you more security and more flexibility. Okay, and that is my 17 for you. You need to know about everything you need to know about self-employment in this first kind of wave of points of advice. And digital nomadism, my takeaway for you today is start small, stay consistent, and keep learning. Don't be afraid of failure, but the failures must lead to some kind of learning. And today, I challenge you today, pick one of these 70 points and take action today. Whether it's building systems, setting boundaries, or starting your third side hustle, just take a step. If you find, or if you found this episode really helpful at all in any way, please share it with someone else who needs to hear this. And if you're ready to take your next step, book a coaching session with me. I'd love to help you in your journey. Until next time, stay bold, focused, and innovative and creative. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the